I think it's stupid that the Elder Wand chooses Harry because Harry took Draco's normal wand from Draco. It is just a stupid system. Like,
One of the things that gets me is that Harry's wand snaps, right? So
yeah.
he doesn't have his wand. And then he gets the Elder Wand, and then he's like, yeah, I guess it's mine now. Snaps it, throws it off the bridge. I'm like, what?
Yeah, in the book, he doesn't do that. He just buries it with Dumbledore again, which is fine, I guess. I do like that he breaks it in the movie. In the book, he gets his wand back first, which I think is good. Um, but yeah, the whole like the wand chooses the wizard crap, and the Elder Wand chooses Harry because Harry disarmed Draco when the Elder Wand isn't even around or know anything or whatever is just dumb. I think it's so freaking stupid, and it's in both things. In the movie, I don't like that Harry names his kid Severus. My little in parentheses name on the podcast that nobody ever sees is Remus and Frederick because I think it's stupid. I've always thought that the kid should be named Frederick because Fred died for Harry just like Severus did, but he wasn't a douchebag to Harry, and he's Ginny's brother. Like, it just makes sense that that kid would be named Frederick. In the book, having all the details, the fact that that kid is also named Albus, stop like memorializing these narcissistic douchebags who controlled and manipulated you. It's a toxic relationship. Let them go. Thank them
There.
for their service and move on. Name your kid after Remus. He also died for you. Fred makes so much sense. Stupid naming him Albus. It's so freaking ridiculous. Um, so again, better in the movie. Harry doesn't use unforgivable curses. The scene with Draco in his home, I think, is far better represented on screen. When Draco, you see him recognize this is Harry and consciously choose not to out him, is the first sense you get that Draco's choosing good. I didn't get the sense in the book, even though the same events transpire. In the movie, I see it. I understand that that's what is happening in the book. He makes eye contact and says, "This isn't Harry. I'm not sure." Okay. Um, and there's less monologuing in the movie. Like, I just raged about that. There's so much monologuing in this book. It is super obnoxious. Better in the book, I have one note. Luna. Luna is so much better in the book. She is freaking awesome. She's an all-star. Like, she's such a freaking good, compelling character in the book. I made some notes. If I had written Harry Potter, I could share with you guys if you're interested. I'm not gonna go into it, but I have a whole big like checklist of like I would do this, I did this, I did this, I did this. But my final thoughts are: if you like Harry Potter, the books are not worth reading because every detail that the books add, people have been shoving in my face forever. Oh, they ruined Dumbledore because Dumbledore does this. Oh, they do so much better job with this. Oh, they add this detail. Oh, they do this. There's like 95% of the details that are just shoved in my face by Harry Potter fanatics. And 5% of those details make these characters worse. Like, in my opinion, Dumbledore is so much worse in the books. Um, the books were enjoyable to listen to. Like, if you really like Harry Potter, they're not like the worst books in the world. I will say this: I do think it is the best world building fantasy we have ever seen. Um, the fact that people into their 30s now know what their house is and what their Patronus is, and they get super passionate about it. Brandon Lee Mulligan said that like the world building is extremely good, and that is the evidence of that. I think that that's spot on. The fact that we see that is true. The world building is fantastic. But the magic system sucks. Our characters suck. Our plot has tons of holes. Yeah. But the world building, I can't argue with. It's exceptional world building. The fact that it has made such an impact on us. I don't regret listening to the books. I listened to the full cast version of all of these books. I gave the movie um, Half Blood Prince a. Sorry, I'm pulling it up so I give accurate. Half Blood Prince a 7.5. I gave Deathly Hallows Part 1 a 7 and Deathly Hallows Part 2 a 6.8. I am giving the books a 4.5 for Half Blood Prince and a 4.6 for Deathly Hallows. Um, I said this about the movies. It feels like they just kind of rushed to add all of this lore at the end to make all of the things. Like J.K. Rowling just had a bunch of really great ideas and didn't prelude to them and just had to shove them all in at the end. And I had the hope that that was better foreshadowed in the books. I was wrong. It's exactly the same as in the books. She has all these ideas and plots and backstories, and she never alludes to them till the very end, and she just has to shove them in, hence all the monologuing at the end.
There's
Just bad writing.
there was one thing that I really liked in the book that you don't really get to see represented in the movies, where Lucius and Narcissa are running around just like trying to look for Draco, and they don't have wands. They're just like trying to find their kid, and they can't even fight back because they're trying to find their kid. And like I think Voldemort has their wands or something.
Well,
And
Voldemort
then
broke their wands because he tried to use them against Harry, and they weren't loyal to him, so they broke and failed.
yeah, so they're just like running around a battlefield trying to look for their kid, and it's like, you know, you guys are like, at least you love your kid, but you're kind of crap parents, but also, um, and then there's, it's so
So,
funny that,
on that note, like in the books, they go chasing after to find Draco, which is a good detail. But in the movie, you see them leave Voldemort before the battle's over,
mhm,
right? So they choose not to follow. So, like, there's a trade off there. I think both are good.
yeah, that's true. Um, and then the other thing that I find funny is like they call it like the Battle of Hogwarts or for Hogwarts or whatever, and I was like, oh, you mean the school shooting? Because that's what it is. It's a freaking school shooting because those are all minors. It's not a freaking battle. Anyway, it just drives me nuts. And then, like, I think I've mentioned this before on the podcast in the game Hogwarts Legacy, the nurse, when she's like, what type of world do we live in that, like, kids are fighting our battles? I'm like, thank you, Blaney.
Yeah. I don't really have any more thoughts. This could be have been so much better if she ever rewrote Harry Potter to just write it better. To be like, yeah, I get it. There's tons of plot holes. There's tons of issues. I learned a lot from my writing experience. Let me do it better. Like introducing the Deathly Hallows earlier than the last half of the last book. Introducing Horcruxes earlier than the second to last book. Introducing what the Horcruxes might be earlier than the last two books. Like in both the movies and the books, it bothers me that Dumbledore apparently spent his life looking for these Horcruxes, and then Harry finds them in like a month. All of them.
Or, hear me out, there are some really great authors that wrote their own fan fictions.
Yeah. Like,
and it's amazing.
well, like that to me is the biggest disappointment. The fifth book shows that she can write, and then she just like flushes that down the toilet for the last two books. Like, what happened? Why did you write one good book out of seven? I don't comprehend how that happens, and yet she did it.
Okay.